Semen retention and self-image are deeply connected because how you see yourself determines everything you attract and everything you achieve in life. Most men are living on autopilot. They keep releasing their energy without realizing that every time they do it, they are also lowering their confidence, their discipline, their focus, and their vision of who they can actually become. When you keep your seed inside, you begin to look at yourself differently in the mirror. You start noticing subtle changes in your eyes, in your posture, in your body language. This is not just about physical benefits. This is about identity. When you change how you see yourself, you change the rules of the game. Before we go deeper, make sure to join the Telegram channel. The link is in the description because I share insights there that I cannot always share publicly. Think about this for a moment. How do you really see yourself right now? You see yourself as someone who's disciplined and strong? Or do you secretly feel weak, guilty, and not in control of your urges? Be honest with yourself. Many men are walking around with a self-image that is way below their actual potential. They look at themselves in the mirror and they see a man who cannot control his habits. That self-image gets reinforced every time they relapse. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine waking up in the morning and knowing you are in control. Imagine looking at yourself and seeing a man who is disciplined, who can say no to his lower desires, who radiates focus and calmness. Which man will attract more respect from others? Which man will feel more motivated to chase his goals? Which man will be more magnetic to women? Comment below and tell me if you feel your self-image right now is helping you or holding you back. The secret about semen retention is that it does not only save energy, it changes the way you think about yourself. Every time you hold your seed, you are sending a message to your subconscious that you are not a slave to pleasure. You are in control. This message rewires your self-image. And when your self-image changes, everything outside starts to shift. People start noticing something different in you. They may not understand what it is, but they feel it. They sense your energy. They sense your confidence. They sense that you are not desperate, that change begins with how you see yourself. But here is where many men make a mistake. They practice retention for a few days or a week and expect their entire life to transform, and they relapse and call themselves weak. They reinforce the old self-image. The truth is, you must understand retention as a lifestyle, not as a temporary challenge. Your self-image takes time to rebuild. You need to constantly remind yourself of who you are becoming. You need to keep asking, am I becoming the man I want to see in the mirror? Am I proud of my discipline today? Am I walking with strength and purpose? Comment below and tell me what kind of man you want to see yourself as in the next 90 days. When you practice semen retention, your body begins to support this new identity. Your eyes become clearer, your skin gets healthier, your posture straightens, and your voice deepens. All of these physical signals feed back into your self-image. Suddenly, you do not feel like the same man anymore. You feel sharper. You feel stronger. This creates a cycle where the more you retain, the more confident you become. And the more confident you become, the easier it is to retain. That is why it is not only about the energy, but about the mirror that reflects a new man back to you. I want you to reflect on this. Every decision you make in life is influenced by how you see yourself. If you see yourself as a weak man, you will choose weak actions. If you see yourself as a disciplined man, you will choose disciplined actions. If you see yourself as someone who is not worthy of respect, you will act in a way that invites disrespect. If you see yourself as someone with high standards, you will attract people and opportunities that match those standards. So semen retention is really about reshaping identity at the deepest level. There is another angle you must understand. Your self-image affects not just how you see yourself, but how others see you. People mirror back the energy you put out. If you walk into a room with the energy of desperation, people will sense it immediately. Women will avoid it. Men will not respect it. If you walk into a room with calm confidence, without the need to chase, without the need to prove, people will feel it and respond with respect. Tension creates that aura, but only if you allow your self-image to grow into it. Now ask yourself, are you living as the man you know you could be? Or are you still hiding behind excuses and habits that keep you small? Be brutally honest. Because until you change the image you carry inside your mind, nothing will change outside. Your money, your relationships, your career, your health, they all follow the picture you hold of yourself. And semen retention is one of the fastest ways to shift that picture. One of the most powerful things about retention is the way it sharpens focus. When you are not wasting energy, you think clearly. You set higher goals. You expect more from yourself. You stop being okay with mediocrity. When your self-image rises, You naturally stop tolerating the things that once dragged you down. Low-value habits, toxic relationships, meaningless distractions, they all lose their grip because your self-image no longer accepts them. This is why retention is not just about abstaining, it is about upgrading the standard of your entire life. Remember this? You will never rise higher than your self-image. A man who sees himself as average will stay average even if he practices retention for a while. A man who sees himself as a king, as a leader, as a disciplined warrior will naturally move towards that reality because the mind always seeks to stay consistent with its identity. That is why I'm telling you to guard the image you hold in your mind. Protect it. Feed it with action. Remind yourself daily that you are not the man who gives in to urges. You are the man who builds empires with discipline. There will be moments when you fail, but those moments do not have to destroy your self-image. The key is to immediately remind yourself of who you are becoming, not who you used to be. Every relapse is an opportunity to strengthen your identity, not weaken it if you learn the lesson and move forward with more determination. What matters is the direction of your self-image. Is it rising or falling? Think back to when you were younger. Maybe you saw yourself as shy, insecure, not worthy of attention. That self-image guided your actions. Maybe you avoided opportunities. Maybe you settled for less. But now you have the chance to rewrite that story. Retention is your tool. Every day you retain, you are building a new narrative. You are telling yourself that you are not the same man anymore. You are rewriting your destiny from the inside out. Ask yourself now, what would your life look like if you fully believed you were disciplined, magnetic, and powerful? How would you walk? How would you speak? How would you dress? How would you treat women? How would you approach your goals? The answers to these questions are your roadmap. Comment them below because I want to know how you see your future self. When you change your self-image, you change your energy. When you change your energy, you change your life. That is why semen retention is so powerful. It is not just about physical health. It is about spiritual authority, mental clarity, emotional stability, and most of all, identity transformation. You become a new man, and the world responds to that new man. Do not underestimate how much this matters. You can read all the self-help books in the world, but if your self-image does not change, nothing else will. On the other hand, if your self-image changes, everything else will align naturally. Retention accelerates that shift, gives you the strength and the clarity to hold a higher picture of yourself until it becomes reality. So my message to you is simple. Take retention seriously because it is not just about holding seed. It is about holding a vision of yourself that is far greater than the man you have been. Every day you look in the mirror, remind yourself that you are not weak. You are not desperate. You are not ordinary. You are strong, disciplined, magnetic, and worthy of respect. Live from that image and watch how fast your world transforms. And if you got value from this message and you want to support the work I am doing here, you can contribute using the thanks button. The link is in the description. Your support helps me create more content and share these insights with more men like you who are ready to step into their true power.